Welcome to today's video. And today we're talking about being kind, that it is a decision. And for a very long time, I didn't know it was a decision. And I would say I was brought up in a way you have to be tough, there's competition out there, you have to fight for life, basically. You have to be tough to get somewhere, and sometimes you have to be not kind to other people because that's the way it goes. That's the way you get through, that's the way you get ahead, that's the way you get to where you want to be. It never really resonated with me, and I just really didn't understand why can't I be kind? Like, why isn't kindness seen as a good thing? And I came to the point where I understood that being kind is a decision. It's a decision of all of us, whether we want to be kind and how we're going to approach this. And it's a bit more complicated than that, because by being kind, you're also being kind to yourself. Because the way things work, as I way later understood, is what we resonate and what comes back to us. And at the same time, what we resonate towards us is what comes out of us, right? And I'm going to try to explain this a bit more. So, the way people speak is the way they speak to themselves. If you're aware of this, your inner monologue, the way how you speak of yourself, then probably you're a bit aware with self-love. You're a bit orienting yourself in these things. But even if we're not aware that we have some kind of inner monologue, that there's thoughts running inside us and we're unconscious, that doesn't matter, because the reflection we put out there on how we speak about to other people is how we actually treat ourselves. And this significantly helps you understand why maybe sometimes you feel like someone's attacking you with the way they speak, or if they aren't aware of their emotions and if they aren't able to communicate them, then it might seem like you're at fault. And growing up, this is where the child adopts that fear and that tension. This is when we start gathering that tension. This is how it's connected to chronic pain and migraines. And it's the feeling of not knowing where we stand. If we're being attacked, not literally, but in the way with words, okay? And not being aware of the power of the words, that actually behind words are thoughts, and behind thoughts is energy. And what happens on the level of energy is so powerful, and we honestly don't consider this enough. This is where our life problems, if I want to call it like that, originate. Actually, it's in the form of nothingness, in the form of energy. Only then, from that energy, they result in thoughts, and from there they result in words. And so this is why it's so powerful how we speak to ourselves and how we speak to others. But the very important thing is just acknowledging that being kind is a decision, and what it reflects in is overall significant change in your life. If you decide to be kind to yourself and to others, there's such big amounts of bravery, because on a daily basis, do you come across people that are genuinely really kind to you, that take the step forward to be extremely kind to you? Well, me today, yes, I'm surrounded with these people, but it wasn't like this always. It hasn't used to be, haven't used to be Today I'm a bit mixing the words, but it wasn't like this always. And I had to come to the point that to understand that it's very brave to be kind to yourself and to others, and to start the healing process, to start the responsibility over yourself, because being kind and to someone who's not kind to themselves, that means they will not receive that kindness. They're not able to receive that kindness. And then in return, that might be triggering to us. But we need to understand that what is triggering to us, there is something unresolved for us. There is a message, there's a gift. Whatever activates you is requiring something to be activated. So there is a gift for it in you. But if you get to the point of understanding, okay, my decision is to be kind, and I take full responsibility over this. This also consists of understanding that if someone isn't kind, it has nothing to do with you. This is where we need to start grounding ourselves if we really want to heal and if we want to get to that point of relief instead of gathering that tension, which then results in chronic pain in our bodies. And we need to really start understanding that yes, you must be kind to yourself if you want to allow your body to heal, because with the kindness, the tension is feels safe to relieve itself. The tension step by step starts opening. Because if you're still gonna be surrounding yourself with more tension in form of others and with more unkindness, then it's not a safe environment for your body to trust you and for your mind to trust you and start opening, start telling you its stories, because all the emotions stored in your body, all the energy stored somewhere that then results in tension and pain has a story, it has its origin, it's never there for no reason. It has a time when it started accumulating, and it's probably still accumulating until we come to the awareness, until we come to expand our mind actually, and until we come to that realization. It doesn't even have to be within the thoughts, within our awareness, but the realization can be also in form of energy, of release, being able to train our body also to release those emotions. But yeah, this is very important on the self-healing journey, to understand that being kind is a decision, and also what comes with that is the freedom we have here. We have the freedom of being kind and not being kind, because probably you're not always gonna be kind. You're not gonna be maybe kind 100%. You're still learning, and that's okay. It's maybe a new point of view that you want to adopt, and you want to be more kind to yourself. But if for years you haven't been kind to yourself, it might be hard in the beginning to get to know yourself, to get to know what you like, to get to know what you want in life. So it's a process, but an important polarity of that is you have the freedom to be kind, and other people also have the freedom to be kind. So whenever you make that decision, which can be hard in the beginning, and it takes a lot of bravery to start being kind to yourself and to others, it takes steps to get there, to the true kindness of I don't force myself, for example, to do things I don't want to do, because that's being kind. Acting from the energy of I must and I should and I have to isn't really being kind to yourself. So it does consist many things, and it's a lot of bravery in there. But what we also need to realize is that others have the freedom to choose of being kind to themselves and to others. Therefore, if they are not choosing to be kind to to themselves and to others, your kindness must respect that. You're not here to heal someone else. You're not here to change someone else. That's not your purpose. That's not your job here. You can only understand yourself. You can only heal yourself. And within this understanding, there needs to be respect for those that chose not to be kind. And respecting, unfortunately, as hard as it might be, respecting their decision of not to be kind to themselves. You can only inspire them by your action, by your kindness. You're moving your kindness to next levels. You're learning how to communicate with kindness, even in those situations where it's triggering for you, which is hard. It can take a lot of courage. It can take it needs a lot of strength. Okay? But with me deciding something, there are always two sides of that. There's the benefit of course, things are gonna get easier for me. I'm gonna be feeling better as kinder as I am. The more kind that I am to myself, I'm gonna be feeling better. That is just the circumstance. That's the consequence of being kind to yourself. But with that, I need to be respecting that someone doesn't want to be kind. They don't want to be kind to themselves or to me. There, my task is only adjusting those boundaries, which is okay, within what is okay for me and what is not, what I allow into my energetical field and what I don't. But you are not here to change their decision of being kind or not being kind. Maybe they will choose not to be kind. Even if they're choosing unconsciously, it's still their choice, their freedom of choice. And they might not start being kind to themselves in this whole life, in their whole life, as long as you know them. But that needs to be okay. You have to come to terms eventually with that it's not your place. And it is about giving back the responsibility for them. You can literally give it back to them energetically. Because if the situation was different in the past, maybe you were pleasing others, maybe you were trying to be kind so that they don't get angry, so that they don't get unkind. But that is not your place to do. That's not something you can do. And that comes from a place of control, which is the ego, which is what I want. That's not respect. That comes with tension. That comes with force. That's what I want. That's an illusion, a naivety of an ideal life where everyone is pleasant and kind to one another. But that's not in your competence. That's not in your competence of human being. We are in the world of polarities, and unfortunately, even if you choose being kind, that might symbolize unkindness to others. Because if they're not respecting themselves and you are communicate what you need, then they're not going to be able to respect that, and they're not going to be able to respect your boundaries, and maybe they will see you as a threat, and maybe they will see you as not kind. Actually, we are not responsible for how others understand the reality. We're not responsible for how the message comes across, even if our intention is the best and if our intention is kind. But we need to really understand, okay, I decide to be kind to myself. I know I am doing it. I'm doing it in order to heal, to feel better within myself, within my reality, to come to terms with more peace, to more freedom. But it is a responsibility. It has both sides. it comes with both the polarities, with the responsibility. What does that actually mean? Of me starting to be kind to myself and to others. I'm probably not going to know how to do it in the beginning, and as I go, I will learn. This is a journey also of learning, but the important second polarity is understanding that others have that choice as well of when they want to be kind, because their experience is different, their experience from past is different, they have adopted different coping mechanisms, they have decided not to be kind for various reasons that are important to them, and it's not your place to change that or make that decision for them. It's not even possible. And the important thing also is to understand the triggers, why something activates me, why something angers me, because there is some second polarity inside me of that same aspect. Whatever they're doing and it's annoying you, for example, if they're not being kind, then look at where you're not being kind to yourself, because whatever activates you is your responsibility. Whatever you are activating them with is not your responsibility. They need to do what they want with their activation. You are the one who needs to allow them to have a reaction of whatever sort and adjust your boundaries if that reaction is within your boundaries, within your energetical field, within what you want to have in your life. But if it is triggering you, then there is a message for you, then there is a gift inside of you, which is an opportunity to release. Usually it's a trigger, it's usually an opportunity to move on better, to move on and release something stored in our body. So yeah, this was very important. I'm really glad I did this video, and hope this helps of understanding it, and I'll see you again in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.